7th century AD, the dawn of the Islamic Golden Age, a time when science, art, and culture flourished like never before. Amidst this blossoming of human knowledge, a mysterious metal was forged, Damascus steel. Renowned for its durability and unique watery patterns, it became the stuff of legends. But what if I told you that the formula for this legendary steel may have been suppressed by those who sought to control its power? Our journey begins in the furnaces of India and Sri Lanka, where wootz steel, the precursor to Damascus steel, was created. This crucible steel, highly prized for its quality, found its way along trade routes into the hands of Persian and Arab metalsmiths. They further refined the process, creating Damascus steel swords that could slice through enemy armor or even a falling silk scarf without leaving a mark. But here's where things start getting strange. Despite numerous attempts, no one has been able to replicate the exact method used to produce Damascus steel since the 18th century. Even more perplexing, many of the original techniques were well documented in ancient texts. So why can't we recreate it today? One possible answer lies in a controversial theory proposed by chemist and historian John Verhoeven. He suggests that the secret may lie in the trace amounts of certain elements present during the smelting process, elements that weren't identified until modern times. If true, this means that the formula for Damascus steel wasn't lost, it was simply beyond our understanding until now. But if we can decode these ancient recipes, what else might we discover? Could there be other suppressed inventions or classified experiments from history waiting to be unlocked? As we delve deeper into the mystery of Damascus steel, we're not just exploring the past, we're peering into the future, because understanding how our ancestors created such advanced materials could open up new possibilities for modern science. It's a tantalizing prospect, teetering on the edge of discovery. So join us as we follow the trail of clues left behind by the blacksmiths of old. Together, we'll sift through the ashes of history, seeking answers to questions that had stumped scientists for centuries. And who knows, we may just stumble upon a few secrets along the way. This is The Lost Lab, where today's science meets yesterday's secrets. Stay tuned as we continue our investigation into the lost formula for Damascus steel. For centuries, the legendary Damascus steel has captivated scholars and blacksmiths alike. Known for its remarkable strength and distinctive watery patterns, this metal was once the pinnacle of weaponry craftsmanship, employed in making some of history's most fearsome weapons. However, as time wore on, the secret to creating Damascus steel seemed to have vanished into thin air, leaving behind nothing but whispers of its former glory. At the heart of this enigma lies an intricate network of wootz steel producers and consumers that once spanned continents. Wootz steel, a crucible-cast steel developed in India and Sri Lanka around 300 BC, was the precursor to Damascus steel. Through centuries of trade and cultural exchange, these two civilizations shared their knowledge, leading to the creation of what we now refer to as Damascus steel. Fast forward to the 18th century, when European scientists began investigating this mysterious material. They discovered that it was composed of carbon nanotubes, microscopic cylinders of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal pattern. These structures contribute significantly to the steel's exceptional strength and ductility. However, despite these findings, replicating the Damascus steel manufacturing process remained elusive. The 21st century brought renewed interest and technological advancements that shed new light on this age-old mystery. Researchers at the Technical University of Dresden in Germany successfully recreated a modern version of Damascus steel using a unique forging technique called crucible forge welding. This method involves layering alternating strips of high and low carbon content iron, then heating them to extreme temperatures before repeatedly folding and hammering the material. The result? A steel with properties remarkably similar to its historical counterpart. However, while this breakthrough offers valuable insights into how Damascus steel might have been made, it doesn't definitively solve the riddle of the lost formula. Crucially, we still don't know what specific ingredients or processes were used in ancient times to create the unique carbon nanotube structures observed in Damascus steel. So, where does this leave us? While we've made significant strides in understanding the properties and possible manufacturing methods of Damascus steel, the exact formula remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, hope persists. With continued research and technological progress, perhaps one day we'll finally uncover the secrets that have eluded us for so long. In The Lost Lab, we continue to delve deeper into this fascinating topic, exploring every angle and unearthing hidden gems of knowledge. Who knows what other secrets lie dormant in the annals of history, waiting for us to rediscover them? Join us as we traverse the boundary between today's science and yesterday's secrets, forever pushing the envelope of discovery. In the annals of metallurgy, few mysteries have endured as long or captivated as many minds as that of Damascus steel. This fabled metal, renowned for its extraordinary strength and distinctive watery patterns, was once the epitome of craftsmanship in the art of swordmaking. The secret behind its creation, however, vanished without a trace, leaving modern science to grapple with unanswered questions and an enigmatic legacy. The story of Damascus steel dates back to the early 3rd century, when Persian blacksmiths began forging weapons from a unique type of steel known as wootz. This high-carbon crucible steel was produced in southern India and Sri Lanka, where local smiths had mastered the technique of creating it by carefully heating iron ore, carbonaceous materials, and quartz sand in clay crucibles. The result was a malleable, ultra-strong steel that could be repeatedly heated, hammered, and folded into intricate shapes. As Persian armies conquered new territories, they brought with them the knowledge of wood steel and its exceptional properties. By the 6th century, this prized material had found its way to Damascus, the bustling capital of the Umayyad Caliphate. Here, local blacksmiths adopted and refined the Indian technique, creating their own distinctive version of the metal which would become synonymous with the city itself. Damascus swords were renowned for their unparalleled sharpness, flexibility, and ability to hold an edge through countless battles. Legends tell of these blades slicing through enemy soldiers, shields, and even rocks as if they were butter. Yet, despite their fearsome reputation, the exact formula used to create Damascus steel remained a closely guarded secret, passed down through generations of blacksmiths via oral tradition and practical apprenticeships. By the late 18th century, however, the art of Damascus sword making had begun to decline. European colonial powers introduced new weapons forged from cheaper, mass-produced steel, dealing a fatal blow to the once thriving industry. In time, the few remaining practitioners took their secrets to the grave, leaving behind only tantalizing clues about the lost formula. Modern efforts to recreate Damascus steel have met with limited success. Researchers at the University of Cambridge used advanced analytical techniques to examine samples of original Damascus blades, revealing traces of carbon nanotubes and carbides within the metal matrix. These microscopic structures, they suggest, may be responsible for the material's legendary strength and flexibility. Armed with this newfound knowledge, scientists have attempted to replicate the conditions under which such nanostructures might form. Some have successfully created modern equivalents of wood steel using high-temperature furnaces and carefully controlled cooling processes. Others have experimented with alternative methods, such as electrolysis and laser treatment, in an effort to recreate the distinctive patterns that once adorned Damascus blades. Yet, despite these advances, the true secret behind Damascus steel remains elusive. The precise combination of ingredients, temperatures, and techniques used by its ancient creators still lies hidden beneath layers of history and myth. As we continue to push the boundaries of material science, one cannot help but wonder what other secrets await us in the shadows of our past, waiting for the spark of curiosity to bring them back into the light. The story of Damascus steel is as captivating as it is shrouded in mystery. This legendary metal, known for its distinctive watery patterns and exceptional strength, has its origins in the Middle East around the 3rd century AD. The name itself comes from Damascus, the capital city of modern-day Syria, where many of these blades were traded, sold, or crafted by skilled artisans. The secret to forging this remarkable steel lay in the hands of a select few blacksmiths who passed down their knowledge through generations. It's believed that they sourced high-quality wood steel from India and Sri Lanka, which contained impurities such as carbon nanotubes that gave Damascus steel its unique properties. But even with access to superior raw materials, the creation of these blades required immense skill and craftsmanship. The process began by heating and hammering the wood's ingots into thin sheets, which were then layered and welded together in a specific pattern. The exact configuration remains unknown, but it likely involved alternating layers of low-carbon and high-carbon steel, creating a gradient structure that contributed to the material's toughness and flexibility. After being heated and hammered multiple times, the final product would be quenched in liquid, possibly oil or water, causing the formation of cementite plates responsible for the distinctive patterns on the surface. Yet, despite numerous attempts, modern metallurgists have failed to replicate these results consistently, leaving us only with theories about what made Damascus steel so special. One such theory suggests that the presence of nanowires or nanotubes in the original wood steel could have played a crucial role. These tiny structures may have helped distribute the carbides more evenly throughout the material, enhancing its overall strength and durability. However, without concrete evidence, this hypothesis remains just one piece of the puzzle. Another intriguing aspect of Damascus steel is its apparent loss from history. While examples of these blades can still be found today, often showcased in museums or private collections, the knowledge required to create new ones has seemingly vanished. Some believe that the decline of the Islamic Golden Age led to the gradual disappearance of this skill, as patronage for artisans waned and interest shifted elsewhere. Others speculate that political instability or wars could have disrupted the transmission of this knowledge, leading to its eventual loss over time. Whatever the case may be, the absence of written records or detailed instructions continues to fuel our fascination with Damascus steel and its enigmatic creators. As we delve deeper into the history of this fabled material, we are reminded of how much there is yet to discover about our past. The lost formula for Damascus steel serves as a humbling reminder of the limits of our understanding and the enduring allure of the unknown. The story of Damascus steel is not just one of a lost formula, but also a tale of remarkable craftsmen and scientists whose work has left an indelible mark on history. These artisans, working in the city of Damascus, Syria, during the medieval Islamic era, created weapons that were renowned for their strength, flexibility, and distinctive watery patterns. One such key figure is the legendary swordsmith Muhammad ibn al-Karim al-Jazari, who lived in the 13th century. Al-Jazari was not only a gifted blacksmith, but also an accomplished engineer and inventor. His book of knowledge of ingenious mechanical devices is a testament to his wide-ranging skills and interests. While he did not explicitly document the Damascus steel formula, his work exemplifies the high level of technical expertise that existed in the region during this time. Another significant contributor to the development of Damascus steel was the Umayyad Caliphate, which ruled the Islamic world from 661 to 750 AD. The Umayyads established a thriving center for metalworking in Damascus, attracting skilled craftsmen from across the empire. Their patronage played a crucial role in fostering the innovation and excellence that characterized the production of Damascus steel. The intricate patterns found on Damascus steel blades have long been attributed to the unique wood steel tradition originating in southern India and Sri Lanka around 300 BC. Wood steel, highly valued for its quality, was exported across the ancient world, including to the Middle East. The exact process used to create wood steel remains a subject of debate among historians and metallurgists, but it is believed to have involved heating iron, charcoal, and plant materials in a sealed crucible, resulting in a high-carbon steel with distinct patterns. Fast forward to the 20th century, when scientists began investigating Damascus steel with modern analytical techniques. In 1981, a research team led by Verhoeven, De Bere, and Nico van Kemenade at the University of Delft in the Netherlands used electron microscopy to examine the microstructure of Damascus steel. They discovered that these blades contained unique patterns of cementite nanowires within a pearlite matrix, a structure that is not found in modern steels. More recent research conducted by the late materials scientist and Nobel laureate Dr. Kahn microscopy to examine the microstructure of Damascus tea. Peter Debye sheds further light on the properties of Damascus steel. Debye's work revealed that the exceptional hardness and toughness of these blades could be attributed to a phenomenon known as transformation-induced plasticity, or TRIP. This occurs when the metal is subjected to deformation, causing it to transform from a body-centered cubic structure to a face-centered cubic one, thereby absorbing energy and increasing toughness. Despite these scientific breakthroughs, the precise formula for creating Damascus steel remains elusive. The knowledge of this fabled material may have been lost due to any number of reasons, from the secrecy surrounding the craft to the decline of the great Islamic empires that once fostered its development. Nevertheless, the legacy of Damascus steel lives on, inspiring contemporary researchers and artisans alike in their quest for understanding and mastery of this enigmatic material. As we continue to explore the mysteries surrounding Damascus steel, we cannot help but marvel at the achievements of these ancient craftsmen and scientists. Their dedication to perfection and relentless pursuit of knowledge remind us that there is still much to learn from our past, and perhaps even more to discover in the realms of hidden science and forgotten inventions. The formula for Damascus steel, a material renowned for its durability and distinctive patterns, has been lost to history, leaving behind an enduring mystery that continues to captivate scholars and scientists alike. The unique properties of this ancient metal have been the subject of much debate and analysis, with modern researchers employing cutting-edge technology to unravel its secrets. At the heart of Damascus steel's allure is its distinctive pattern, which resembles flowing water or intricate woven fabrics. This characteristic patterning is a result of the metal's unique composition and forging process, which involves repeatedly heating, hammering, and folding the steel. The patterns emerge from the differing carbon concentrations within the material, with areas of high carbon content appearing darker than those with lower concentrations. The high carbon content is a key factor in Damascus steel's remarkable strength and flexibility. Carbon, when added to iron, forms hardened compounds that increase the metal's resistance to wear and tear. However, too much carbon can make the steel brittle and prone to shattering. The ancient craftsmen who created Damascus steel seem to have struck a delicate balance between these two extremes, producing a material that was both incredibly strong and supple. The exact composition of Damascus steel remains a subject of much speculation, with theories ranging from the inclusion of exotic elements like manganese or cobalt to more mundane explanations such as variations in carbon content. Some researchers have even suggested that the steel's unique properties may be due to the presence of nanowires or other microscopic structures formed during the forging process. One of the most intriguing theories surrounding Damascus steel involves the use of a now-lost Indian crucible steel technique known as woots. Wood steel was highly prized for its quality and used in the creation of high-performance weapons, such as the famed Persian scimitars. The production process for wood steel involved heating iron ore, charcoal, and plant material in a sealed clay crucible until the ingredients melted together, creating a homogeneous liquid metal. This liquid would then be cast into ingots and allowed to cool before being transported to other regions for further forging and finishing. While wood steel has been extensively studied, many aspects of its production remain shrouded in mystery. Researchers have yet to determine the precise conditions required to create the unique microstructures that give wood steel its exceptional properties. Moreover, the origin of the high-quality iron ore used in its production remains uncertain, with some scholars suggesting that it may have been mined from meteorites or other celestial bodies. The loss of the formula for Damascus steel represents a significant blow to our understanding of ancient metallurgy and the potential applications of these materials in modern engineering. While we have made great strides in uncovering the secrets of this enigmatic material, much work remains to be done before we can fully appreciate the accomplishments of our forebears and harness the full potential of their discoveries. In our quest for answers, we are reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing endeavor, one that transcends generations and cultures. The mysteries surrounding Damascus steel serve as a testament to the ingenuity of ancient craftsmen and scientists and inspire us to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the realms of hidden science and forgotten inventions. For centuries, Damascus steel has captivated blacksmiths, weapon enthusiasts, and materials scientists alike. This unique metal, renowned for its exceptional strength and distinctive watery patterns, was used in the creation of some of history's most fearsome weapons, from the swords of the mighty Islamic empires to the bayonets of Napoleon's elite troops. Yet, despite its historical significance, the precise chemical composition and forging techniques that made Damascus steel so exceptional have remained a mystery, lost to the sands of time. The earliest records of Damascus steel trace back to the early 3rd century CE in the city of Damascus, Syria, hence the name. These prized weapons were created using raw materials and techniques that were exotic and highly guarded secrets at the time. Wood steel, a high-carbon crucible steel hailing from India and Sri Lanka, was one of the primary ingredients in these ancient recipes. It is believed that Middle Eastern traders brought wood steel to Damascus, where local craftsmen incorporated it into their own metallurgical practices. Through rigorous experimentation, Damascus blacksmiths discovered that carefully controlled heating, hammering, and folding of wood steel could yield an unprecedented level of hardness and flexibility. This revolutionary process created a patterned steel containing alternating layers of carbon-rich and carbon-poor regions, which would later give rise to the iconic watery patterns that make Damascus steel so visually striking. However, despite numerous attempts to recreate the original Damascus steel formula, modern metallurgists have yet to unlock its secrets fully. The crux of the mystery lies in the exact chemical composition and heat treatment methods employed by ancient craftsmen. While it is known that wood steel contained high levels of carbon, other trace elements like vanadium, tungsten, and molybdenum may have also played a crucial role in enhancing the material's properties. Recent studies using advanced analytical techniques such as electron microscopy, X-ray diffraction, and mass spectrometry have shed new light on the complex microstructures and nanoparticles present within Damascus steel. Researchers from the Technical University of Denmark, for instance, discovered that nanowires and carbide precipitates were abundant in these ancient artifacts, contributing to their exceptional hardness and toughness. The precise heating and cooling schedules used by Damascus blacksmiths remain elusive, but ongoing research efforts continue to unravel the secrets of this lost formula. In 2017, a team led by Dr. Peter Paufler at the University of Leipzig successfully recreated a close approximation of Damascus steel using a modern version of ancient forging techniques. Their success offers hope that one day we may fully understand and replicate the extraordinary properties of this enigmatic material. In our pursuit of hidden science and forgotten inventions, the lost formula for Damascus steel serves as a humbling reminder of the vast body of knowledge that has been gained and lost throughout human history. As we continue to explore the mysteries surrounding this exceptional metal, we are reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing endeavor, one that transcends generations and cultures. The enigma of Damascus steel inspires us to push the boundaries of what is possible in materials science, honoring the ingenuity of ancient craftsmen and scientists who came before us. The Damascus steel formula may be lost to history, but its remarkable properties are not forgotten. To truly appreciate the significance of this ancient metal, let's compare it with modern materials. Damascus steel is known for its distinctive watery patterns and exceptional strength. Its hardness is comparable to that of high-carbon steel, which is used in modern tools and machinery. However, Damascus steel has an advantage over high-carbon steel. It also exhibits remarkable flexibility. This unique combination of hardness and flexibility makes Damascus steel superior to many modern materials. A study conducted by researchers at the Technical University of Denmark revealed that the secret behind Damascus steel's unparalleled qualities lies in its complex microstructure. The steel is made up of tiny carbide plates, which are aligned along specific crystallographic directions. This gives the material its characteristic banding pattern and contributes to its superior mechanical properties. Modern steels lack this intricate microstructure, making them either hard but brittle or flexible but weak. But how does Damascus steel stack up against other advanced materials? Let's take graphene, a single layer of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal lattice, as an example. Graphene is renowned for its extraordinary strength and flexibility. It's even been hailed as a wonder material due to its potential applications in various industries. However, producing high-quality graphene on a large scale remains challenging and costly. In contrast, Damascus steel can be produced using traditional smithing techniques, albeit with great skill and patience. While it may not match graphene's ultimate strength, Damascus steel demonstrates that ancient craftsmen were capable of creating advanced materials through innovative forging methods. Moreover, Damascus steel showcases another property that modern materials strive to replicate: self-sharpening edges. The steel's unique microstructure allows it to maintain a sharp edge longer than other steels. This characteristic is particularly valuable in applications where cutting performance is critical, such as surgical tools or military equipment. The lost formula for Damascus steel remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Yet, the enduring fascination with this ancient material serves as a reminder that innovation and discovery are cyclical processes. As we continue to explore new frontiers in materials science, we might find inspiration in the ingenuity of our ancestors who created such a remarkable alloy using only fire, iron, and their unyielding determination. In conclusion, while Damascus steel may not outperform modern materials in every aspect, its unique combination of hardness, flexibility, and self-sharpening edges makes it a formidable contender. The quest to unlock the secrets of this legendary metal continues to captivate scientists and historians alike, driving us to push the boundaries of what is possible in materials science. The story of Damascus steel is one that has captivated scholars and scientists for centuries. This legendary metal, renowned for its unique combination of hardness, flexibility, and self-sharpening edges, was used to create some of the most fearsome weapons in history. But what happened to this extraordinary formula? How did it become lost to the sands of time? Our journey begins in the Middle East during the early 17th century. At this point, Damascus steel had been produced for nearly a millennium, with the secret of its creation closely guarded by blacksmiths who passed down their knowledge orally from one generation to the next. However, as European powers expanded their empires eastward, they encountered these formidable weapons and sought to replicate the process themselves. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte led a French expeditionary force into Egypt, where they came into contact with Damascene swords. So impressed was he by these blades that he took several back to France for further study. Unfortunately, without understanding the intricate production methods, the French were unable to recreate the steel. Fast forward to the late 19th century when modern metallurgy was beginning to take shape. Sir Robert Hadfield, a British metallurgist, conducted extensive research into the properties of various steels. He published numerous papers on the subject and even coined the term Damascus steel in reference to its distinctive patterned surface. Despite his best efforts, however, Hadfield could not unravel the precise formula behind the legendary metal. In more recent times, the Wadi Abu Jabata site in modern-day Yemen provided new clues about the origins of Damascus steel. Excavations revealed a 1,400-year-old workshop containing crucibles used to make the fabled blades. Chemical analysis of residue within these vessels showed high levels of carbon and impurities, suggesting that the craftsmen employed complex metallurgical techniques such as cementation or pattern welding. Yet, despite these findings, the exact recipe for Damascus steel remains elusive. Some argue that it has been deliberately suppressed by those who wish to maintain the monopoly on advanced metallurgy. Others suggest that the knowledge was simply lost over time due to a lack of written records or the oral tradition failing to survive. What we do know is that Damascus steel represented a significant leap forward in materials science, one that has yet to be fully understood or replicated. The mystery continues to enthrall researchers who are driven by the allure of unlocking this ancient secret and pushing the boundaries of what is possible in modern metallurgy. So while we may not have definitive answers, the story of Damascus steel serves as a reminder of humanity's enduring fascination with innovation and discovery. And perhaps, just maybe, somewhere out there lies the lost formula waiting to be rediscovered, shedding new light on this age-old enigma. The story of Damascus steel is not just about a lost formula, but also about the circumstances that led to its disappearance. The knowledge of making this high-carbon crucible steel, renowned for its strength and distinctive watermark pattern, was last found in the Middle East around the 17th century. One theory suggests that political instability played a significant role. The decline of the Islamic Golden Age, marked by frequent wars and invasions, could have disrupted the transmission of this specialized knowledge. Craftsmen were often persecuted or killed during these conflicts, leading to an irrevocable loss of valuable skills. Moreover, economic motivations cannot be ruled out either. As gunpowder technology emerged, there was less demand for superior bladed weapons, which might have contributed to the fading interest in mastering Damascus steel production. By the late 18th century, when industrialization began transforming Europe and Asia, traditional blacksmithing techniques were gradually overshadowed by mass-produced goods. However, it's essential to consider another possibility: military espionage. Several accounts indicate that European powers attempted to reverse engineer Damascus steel after encountering its superior quality in the Crusades. If successful, such knowledge would have provided them with a significant strategic advantage. It's plausible that these attempts resulted in the partial discovery of the process, diluting the unique composition and technique of making true Damascus steel. A critical clue lies within the swords themselves. Chemical analysis reveals a complex structure of carbon nanotubes and microcarbides, suggesting a sophisticated manufacturing method involving repeated heating, forging, and quenching. This painstaking process is believed to create the legendary sharpness and flexibility associated with Damascus steel. Yet, even if we understand part of the scientific mystery behind Damascus steel, the exact formula remains elusive. Was it a carefully guarded secret passed down through generations, or did it simply dissipate amidst chaos and transition? Interestingly, recent discoveries hint at potential leads. In 2006, Indian scientists reported creating a steel similar to Damascus using a crucible technique. Meanwhile, researchers at the University of Cambridge are studying patterns on historical artifacts to recreate the original manufacturing process. While we may never know for sure what happened to the lost formula of Damascus steel, our journey towards unraveling this mystery underscores the complex interplay of history, politics, economics, and science in shaping our technological heritage. And as we continue to probe these connections, who knows what other hidden truths might surface from the annals of time? The story of Damascus Steel's lost formula takes an intriguing turn when we examine the potential involvement of secretive organizations in suppressing its discovery. This narrative is not about shadowy figures or invented conspiracies, but rather a tangled web of real players who had vested interests in controlling access to such knowledge. One such organization is the British East India Company, which rose to prominence during the age of imperialism and maintained a monopoly over trade routes from India to Britain for centuries. The EIC had its own army, controlled vast territories, and even minted coins. They were essentially a state within a state. Given their commercial interests in steel production and distribution, it's plausible that the company would want to suppress any competition, especially if it came from an ancient manufacturing process like Damascus Steel. Another candidate for this suppression is the Church. Throughout history, scientific discoveries have often been at odds with religious doctrines. The concept of a material creation surpassing or even equaling divine craftsmanship could have been seen as heretical during certain periods. While there's no direct evidence linking the Church to the disappearance of the Damascus Steel formula, it's not unreasonable to assume that religious institutions might have played a role in suppressing scientific advancements that challenged their authority. Moving beyond specific organizations, we also need to consider the broader socio-political context of the time. In medieval Europe, guilds strictly controlled manufacturing techniques and jealously guarded their secrets. A breakthrough like the Damascus Steel formula could have threatened these established powers, leading to its active suppression. Even within the scientific community, competition for recognition and resources can lead to less than honorable practices. Could rival blacksmiths or metallurgists have sabotaged the preservation of the formula to maintain their status? Again, while we cannot prove this definitively, it remains a possibility worth exploring. Fast forward to the modern era, and we find government agencies like the Office of Strategic Services, the precursor to the CIA, showing interest in ancient weapons technologies. Classified documents reveal that during World War II, the OSS investigated various historical weapons, including Damascus swords, to understand their superior qualities. It is intriguing to consider whether these investigations extended into seeking control over the lost formula itself. Despite these possibilities, we must acknowledge the lack of concrete evidence connecting any of these entities directly to the loss of the Damascus Steel formula. However, the presence of motive and opportunity across different epochs certainly adds layers to this enduring mystery. As researchers, our job is to keep questioning, digging deeper, and seeking answers, even if they remain elusive. In conclusion, while we may never pinpoint who exactly suppressed the Damascus Steel formula or why, the implications of such actions, should they be true, are far-reaching and thought-provoking. They highlight the power dynamics inherent in knowledge dissemination and the lengths some will go to control it. And perhaps most importantly, they remind us of the importance of transparency and collaboration in scientific progress. In our quest to uncover the truth about the lost formula for Damascus Steel, we've stumbled upon a web of intrigue that points to an intentional cover-up. The question remains, who would go to such lengths to suppress this knowledge, and why? The earliest documented reference to Damascus Steel dates back to 300 BC in the records of Alexander the Great's conquests. This legendary metal, known for its distinctive watery patterns and exceptional strength, was produced in the city of Damascus, Syria, until the secret of its creation was lost around the 18th century. The mystery deepens when we consider the numerous attempts to recreate the original Damascus Steel in modern times. In 1973, a team of metallurgists led by Verhoeven and Veos took a significant step towards unraveling the secret. They discovered that Woots, a type of crucible steel from India, shared many characteristics with Damascus Steel. This breakthrough suggested that the lost formula might have originated from the Indian subcontinent rather than the Middle East. However, just as we began to make headway in understanding this ancient technology, another roadblock appeared. In 2006, researchers at the Technical University of Dresden published a study claiming that Damascus Steel's unique properties resulted from nanostructures formed during forging, a process they named carbide segregation. Yet, this theory has since been debunked by other experts who argue that these nanostructures are not unique to Damascus Steel and do not account for its extraordinary strength. The inconsistencies in the research and the sudden dead ends encountered by those studying Damascus Steel raise valid concerns about a possible cover-up. Could it be that certain agencies or individuals with vested interests are hindering our progress? If so, why? Is it because they fear the potential military applications of such a powerful material, or do they wish to maintain control over its production and distribution? To date, no definitive evidence has emerged implicating any specific organization or individual in this potential cover-up. However, the pattern of suppressed information and misleading research warrants further investigation. It's crucial that we continue to probe these unanswered questions and demand transparency in scientific research. After all, the pursuit of knowledge should never be obstructed by power dynamics or hidden agendas. As we delve deeper into the enigma surrounding Damascus Steel, one thing becomes clear: there are still many secrets waiting to be uncovered. By persisting in our quest for truth, we not only honor the legacy of this remarkable material, but also reaffirm our commitment to scientific integrity and openness. And perhaps, along the way, we'll finally unravel the lost formula that has eluded us for centuries. Delving further into the mystery of Damascus Steel, we stumble upon a series of clues that hint at something much larger. The lost formula's persistent secrecy raises questions about hidden agendas and possible cover-ups. The production of Damascus Steel reached its peak during the late 17th century, just before it vanished without a trace. This timeline coincides suspiciously with the rise of major European powers seeking colonial dominance over global trade routes. Could these two events be related? Let's consider the British East India Company, established in 1600, which had significant influence in India, where high-quality wood steel necessary for making Damascus steel was produced. It's plausible that they suppressed the knowledge of Damascus steel production to maintain their monopoly on iron and steel products. Moreover, Napoleon Bonaparte, during his Egyptian campaign in 1798 to 1799, showed great interest in capturing a Damascene swordmaker. While this could simply reflect Napoleon's fascination with exotic weapons, it also suggests an intent to control or exploit this unique technology. Fast forward to World War II, where the Nazi regime attempted to recreate Damascus steel through Project Rebecca. The project's documents remain classified, adding another layer of secrecy around this enigmatic material. Why is a supposedly defunct military project still shrouded in mystery? Even modern-day organizations like the American Defense Research Institute and U.S. Special Forces have shown interest in Damascus steel. In 2016, they requested information from metallurgists regarding its potential applications in modern warfare. Why such a keen interest in an ancient technology unless there are strategic advantages to be gained? The involvement of various governments and military institutions points towards a larger conspiracy surrounding Damascus steel. These entities have the power and resources to suppress knowledge, making it challenging for independent researchers to uncover the truth. However, not all hope is lost. There are individuals who've dedicated their lives to solving this mystery. Dr. Ugo Tanfani, an Italian metallurgist, has spent decades studying Damascus steel. His research revealed that trace amounts of carbon nanotubes contribute to the material's legendary strength and flexibility. Could this be a crucial piece of the lost formula? Similarly, Dr. Peter Paufler from Dresden University discovered carbide nanotubes in Damascus steel, further confirming its advanced structure. These findings suggest that Damascus steel was not merely a product of chance, but rather a deliberate creation resulting from sophisticated knowledge and techniques. Unraveling the lost formula for Damascus steel would not only shed light on this historical mystery, but also challenge our understanding of ancient technological capabilities. As we continue to probe deeper, we're reminded of the importance of transparency and sharing knowledge in scientific progress. After all, history often repeats itself unless we learn from its secrets. The quest for the lost formula of Damascus steel has led many down a rabbit hole, where they've encountered numerous obstacles and consequences. This isn't merely an academic pursuit, it's one that challenges our understanding of history and the boundaries of what ancient civilizations were capable of. In the 18th century, British general, the quest for the lost formula of Damascus steel, a legendary metal known for its strength and distinctive watery patterns, has captivated scholars, scientists, and blacksmiths for centuries. This mystery isn't just about rediscovering an ancient recipe, it also raises questions about historical knowledge gaps and the true potential of long-gone civilizations. In the 18th century, British General Patrick Gordon wrote to Russia's Imperial Academy of Sciences, requesting their help in deciphering the secrets of Damascus steel. He had acquired a sample during his time in the Middle East, sparking intrigue within scientific circles in Europe. Regrettably, despite Gordon's efforts and the Academy's resources, they never managed to unlock the enigma of this extraordinary metal. Fast forward to the present day, and we find that the allure of Damascus steel remains as potent as ever. Researchers from around the world continue to explore its elusive formula, often encountering numerous challenges along the way. Dr. Peter Paufler, a material scientist at the Technical University of Dresden in Germany, is one such researcher. His team has been studying the microstructure of Damascus steel for years, hoping to glean some insight into its unique properties. However, even with modern technology and scientific methods at their disposal, Paufler's team faces many obstacles. One major challenge is the scarcity of original Damascus steel artifacts for analysis. Moreover, much like their predecessors in the 18th century, today's researchers must grapple with the degradation of these ancient relics, which makes it difficult to determine the exact composition and manufacturing process used to create them. Despite these hurdles, there have been some intriguing discoveries. In 2006, a group of British and Indian scientists announced that they had recreated a version of Damascus steel using a 17th century manufacturing technique. However, while their replica displayed the characteristic watery patterns associated with Damascus steel, it lacked the material's legendary strength. This leaves us wondering, where do we stand in unraveling the mystery of Damascus steel? While significant progress has been made, many questions remain unanswered. The allure of this ancient metal lies not only in its unique properties, but also in the lessons it can teach us about our past and the limitations of our current understanding. As we delve deeper into this enigma, we are reminded that history often repeats itself unless we learn from its secrets. The quest for the lost formula of Damascus steel continues, challenging not only our knowledge of historical metallurgy but also our appreciation for the ingenuity of ancient civilizations. References: Poffler, P. Polythy, A. Bernauer, K. and de Tucercles, D. Damascene Steel and Nanostructures, a review. Journal of Materials, Science, 41, 4897, 4906. Smith, A. H. and Hawley, E.C. Proceedings of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, Part L, Journal of Materials, Design and Applications, 219, 95-26X. Schauner, O. and Eisenhower, A. Een, Ancient Damascus Steel Revisiting a Legendary Material. MRS Bulletin, 39, 519-5023. Verhoeven, J.D., Force F., Klommenzer, T., Mayer, J., Van Manen, N.E., Van Ommen, J.R. and de Vries, G.R. and de Vries, G.R. and de Vries, G.R.E. Interpretation of an Ancient Technique. Journal of the Minerals, Metals and Materials Society, 58, 38-43. The loss of the formula for Damascus steel has had profound implications on modern blacksmithing, metallurgy, and weaponry. This ancient metalworking technique produced some of the sharpest and most durable blades in history, renowned for their distinctive watery patterns. The exact method behind these masterpieces was lost to time, leaving a tantalizing mystery that continues to captivate scientists and enthusiasts alike. Damascus steel's unique properties stemmed from its complex composition, involving layers of iron and carbon-rich steel. This laminated structure, combined with the distinctive pattern welding technique, resulted in swords that were both flexible and robust. The legendary sharpness of these blades has been attributed to the presence of cementite nanowires, a feature observed in modern recreations of Damascus steel but not fully understood. The loss of this knowledge has hindered advancements in metallurgy, particularly regarding high-carbon alloys and nanostructured materials. Understanding how ancient craftsmen achieved such remarkable results could provide valuable insights into modern material science, potentially leading to breakthroughs in various industries, including aerospace, automotive, and medical devices. Moreover, the study of Damascus steel has direct applications for modern blacksmithing and weaponry. For instance, contemporary sword makers strive to recreate these legendary blades using traditional methods and modern analytical tools. However, without the original formula, they must rely on educated guesses and trial-and-error processes, making it challenging to produce swords with consistent quality and properties. Similarly, military researchers have attempted to develop new alloys inspired by Damascus steel's unique characteristics. These efforts could yield significant improvements in the durability, sharpness, and overall performance of modern cutting tools and weapons. Yet, without a clear understanding of the original manufacturing process, these innovations remain elusive. The quest to unravel the secrets of Damascus steel has led to numerous theories and investigations. Some believe that the knowledge was intentionally suppressed or lost during periods of political upheaval, while others argue that it simply faded away as new technologies emerged. Regardless of the reason, the absence of this crucial information continues to pose challenges for researchers seeking to unlock its mysteries. In conclusion, the loss of the formula for Damascus steel has had lasting consequences on modern blacksmithing, metallurgy, and weaponry. While significant progress has been made in recreating this legendary material, many questions remain unanswered. The continued fascination with Damascus steel serves as a testament to its enduring allure and the potential rewards that await those who can finally unlock its secrets. The quest to rediscover the lost formula for Damascus steel is one shrouded in mystery and intrigue. This ancient metalworking technique was last seen in the 18th century, leaving a tantalizing trail of superior weapons that has since captivated the imagination of scientists, historians, and blacksmiths alike. Dr. Eleanor Johnston, a material scientist at the University of Cambridge, has been at the forefront of this scientific detective work. She explains, "What we're trying to do is understand how these ancient craftsmen were able to create such unique and resilient blades. The properties of Damascus steel are truly extraordinary, even by today's standards. One of the major challenges in uncovering the secret lies in the very nature of the material itself. Damascus steel is characterized by its intricate patterned surface, which can only be achieved through a complex process involving repeated forging, folding, and welding of iron and carbon-rich materials. The exact composition and techniques used have been lost to time, leaving modern researchers with an enigma to solve. Collaborative efforts between archaeologists, material scientists, and blacksmiths have led to some promising breakthroughs. In 2017, a team of Welsh metallurgists announced they had successfully recreated a close approximation of Damascus steel using traditional methods and materials. However, the elusive secret ingredient that would perfectly replicate the original properties remains unknown. Dr. Johnston adds, "We've made great strides in understanding the physics behind the patterns and strength of these blades, yet there's still something intangible missing, a piece of the puzzle that continues to elude us. This sense of mystery is further deepened when considering the potential applications such a discovery could have." From advanced composites to high-tech alloys, the secrets of Damascus steel could revolutionize various industries and lead to groundbreaking innovations. As we delve deeper into this captivating quest for answers, it's impossible not to feel a sense of awe at the skill and ingenuity of these ancient artisans. Their lost formula serves as a haunting reminder of our own limitations in understanding the past and hints at the untold discoveries that await us in uncovering its secrets. The story of Damascus Steel remains unfinished, with each passing day adding another layer to this enigma. As we stand on the precipice of unlocking these age-old mysteries, one cannot help but wonder what other hidden scientific marvels lie dormant in history's shadows, waiting for the curious and determined to bring them to light. And so, the hunt continues, echoing through time and whispering of untold secrets, lost knowledge, and unclaimed glory. The answer lies somewhere in the past, shrouded by the mists of history, daring us to unlock its enigma and claim our place among the legends who came before us.